We wanted to end with our traditional parting thoughts from each of you. And I know I've definitely taken a lot of notes now, Russ. I do think we should start a campaign for this National Broadband Week, but let's go around the country, so to speak, and kind of final parting thoughts before we let you guys go. And let's chivalry's not dead, so I'm going to start with Megan.
I will say, as long as it's not like the presidential fitness test, I still have scarred childhood memories from that.
Arnold, right?
Yeah. I know. Oh, the flexed arm hang. Anyway, yeah. I would kind of go back to something I had said earlier, and again, I'm always looking at a grants perspective of this, but don't be discouraged. I know we talked a lot about mapping issues, grants, timelines of when funding is there, but there's reason to be excited and hopeful. People should be realistic, but don't despair. There's still a lot going on and a lot happening, and it's worth still being engaged for Broadband Week.
Russ.
I'm going to, in the spirit of baseball season, right? At least you're going to publish this during baseball season, aren't you? I mean, yes. You don't have to be date specific, but
no.
But I'm going to throw a curveball at this whole deal, and I'm going to bring in one that we haven't really talked about. And that's the taxing of broadband grants. We've got all this money that's going to come. We've got billions of dollars that are getting ready to hit the market. A lot of that money is supposed to be focused on these unserved, very rural areas. That's the nature. That's the focus of a majority of these funds. And in order for that to happen, people that receive those funds, if they're taxed at a state and federal level for receiving those funds to serve areas that have no return possibility to them or very minimal return possibility to them, it will mitigate those dollars going to the people that need it the most. We need a policy that actually goes back and reverses the Tax Cut Jobs Act, taxing of broadband, taxing of grants to entities that are trying to do the good work out in the deep rural areas. So I think there's finally getting to be some momentum around that at the federal level. We've pushed some policy up forward to some of the federal folks to discuss, but I think this is a critical issue that will actually either make or break rural broadband in this country.
Can I do reactions, Nick?
Sure. There you go. Drew.
So let me close with 2 points. Broadband Breakfast is all about news and events to bring the broadband community together. I'm so excited. I've been asked to participate in this event. Normally, as I said, I'm on the other side, and every Wednesday at 12 noon, we do a Broadband Breakfast live online. And this summer, we're calling it the Summer of Broadband. We're doing events in different states or with the officers of different states. We're doing Utah, we're doing Indiana. We hope to do other states. Maybe we'll get to Wyoming. I mean, there's all kinds of Washington. There's all kinds of states that are, first of all, every state is going to play a very significant role in the broadband equity access and deployment grant program. And so if you're a provider, if you're a community, you need to get to know your state broadband officers. And that's why we're doing this, to help people get to know their state broadband officials. So watch for our events and sign up to attend the Summer of Broadband. The second takeaway point I want to share kind of builds on this mapping theme, right? And we're going to see a lot. We at Broadband Breakfast report a lot about the IIJA and other aspects. But I think that this mapping thing we've talked about here today, Nick, is really quite critical. And we've been working and partnering with Broadband.money, which has actually assembled some pretty killer apps and maps that show what is available through different sources. So rather than relying on a single source of truth at the FCC, are you kidding me? We're going to have lots of different data bases, maps, checkpoints. States are going to have their maps. They're going to check the federal government. Private companies are going to be checking the carriers. And that's a good thing, right? The more we have, the better. And the more ways we have to check the claims of carriers, the better we're going to be in terms of getting to higher capacity, better broadband, and better lives.
Awesome. Right. And Brian, to close us out.
All right. Well, first of all, thanks for everyone for joining this early session of Beer and Broadband. And, like I said, thinking about Drew and Broadband Breakfast, I brought my orange juice. As I came in this morning, the kids were like, Dad, you're doing a beer and broadband. Isn't it a little early to have a beer? And I was like, hey, guys, I got my OJ, it's okay. Daddy's not totally complete wild man. But I think the thing I'd like to end on is, while we're talking about BEAD and a lot of things that are going to come in the future, there's a lot of opportunities right now. We're very fortunate to do a lot of work in Indian country and have been, working with several tribes and on various grants. And the thing we try to inspire is, take some risk, get out there and start doing some work. If you got a broadband problem, reach out. There's so many great resources out there. While there's no single source of truth, as Drew said, companies, like everyone represented here today, are always willing to work with folks as well as our company. And we believe that every American deserves affordable broadband. And our job is to do everything possible to try and make that happen. Sometimes it's just introducing someone to another person. Sometimes it's doing feasibility, engineering, constructing their whole network, operating open access. It can come in a lot of different forms, but there's a lot of opportunities out there, and you need to get started. You need to start understanding what you're up against, and you got to start building your plan, and you can get there. There's a lot of great capabilities out there, but it does take time. And like we joke around, it takes a village, and it absolutely does, but it's absolutely achievable. But it's going to take some heavy lifting and get started sooner than later.
I guess I'll react to that too, Megan. To the that in the spirit of the Tour de France is going on right now. So if you guys pay attention to that, so in a peloton, everybody coming together moves faster. So just like this, the more people are coming together and getting a little bit more streamlined, the faster we'll be able to make and take action to bring broadband to people. So on behalf of Beer and Broadband, I want to thank everybody for being on here today. Obviously, you can learn more about Learn Design Apply by going to their website, Broadband Breakfast, obviously, Bonfire Spark, Siskiyou Telephone. All these have wonderful websites you can go check out to learn more. You can catch us on YouTube, Apple TV, and Spotify. And again, to our guests, thank you so much, and cheers, and we will see you on our next episode.
Cheers. Thanks,
Cheers.
everyone.